Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the No Hope Estate we have another fun person invading the Hamlet. This time it is the Crazed Fanatic, a really beefed up version of the Fanatic, so if I don't go and take care of this now, once again things are going to go down. I do believe if I don't take care of him, he will go and damage the Hamlet once again, which we do not want to have happen. So that being said, strap in for a very grueling Fanatic fight, because Fanatics can be rather insane to take care of. As you can see here, stop the Crazed Fanatic. A priest went mad after seeing a clergy member catch the Crimson Curse. They are rampaging through the town, destroying it. Stop them. It is a short, darkest level quest. I do believe it is one of those where I just go in and do the quest. And well, once I'm in there, it's only them. So we'll see how this goes. I do not actually have too much hope for it. So getting straight into the meat of things, the party for today. We are going to be using Faintree, the Krakenslayer, using Blood in the Water for an ability to move forward, because they can kind of maneuver our party with some of their abilities, so I do want people that can move forward. I'm going to have Skewer as a perpetual bleed, the Kill as a, if they're in row 4, they can move all the way to row 1, and Ebb and Flow as a block. We have the Blood Charm to up their damage versus anyone that is bleeding, up their armor piercing, and on attack hit do an extra bleed, and the Kraken Egg, which will up our bleeding chance. So realistically, we have a 165 bleeding chance with Blood in the Water. Next up, Mirard, our highwayman. We're really only going to be using Duelist Advance with him moving forward, getting a riposte, and hopefully Open Vein, which has a bleed attached to it, but I do have Pistol Shot and Point Blank Shot on him as a just in case. For his trinkets, we actually just have his Crimson Court set, so this is Bloodied Handkerchief, giving him +2 speed, +10 dodge, and the Shameful Locket, giving him +10 accuracy, +5 crit. And as the set bonus, we have +45% virtue chance, because if I remember right, stress is a thing during this fight. Next up, we have Gen Greymane. I do plan on using him in Beast form or Worgen form most of the time, but otherwise we do have Quicksilver Bullet to hit the back row, and also minus dodge. Otherwise we have Razor Swipe to apply a bleed, minusing bleed resistance, Dark Flight to do damage versus bleeding, Go for the Throat to do damage versus bleeding, also having armor piercing attached to it, Inner Beast as a riposte, upping our speed, and Leader of the Pack to do extra crit and extra speed for a buff on us, also breaking a riposte if we need it. For him, we have the Ancestor's Pen, which is plus damage and plus crit on melee skills, and the Bloody Feather for extra damage on bleeding. Finally, because with this estate we don't really get any healing or stress healing, I'm bringing Finn, our Practitioner. The reason I want him is Invoke Enra. Cannot be riposted, and on attack hit will debuff the target for -8 accuracy and -50% healing received. This is the main reason I want him. Otherwise we do have Combusting Talisman just for extra damage, and we do have Thalassic Remedy to cure a bleed. His trinkets, we have the Missionary Censer. This does minus his speed, but on attack hit will debuff the target so they take 10% more damage. And we have the Grifted Book of Secrets, which ups his range attack accuracy, and on a crit will cure any bleed and blight. So hope is just to go and minus his accuracy enough so he doesn't hit us all the time with our plus dodges, or rather the dodge we have on everyone, because the lowest we have is actually 30, Marad having 40, and having the minus accuracy from Invoke Enra, and then bursting him down, of course. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna report that real quick. I get the gist of it. It's telling me I should be going in with Resolve level 6 instead of Resolve level 5, but it is a blue string, so I thought I'd shoot that blue string over. So let's go have some fun. I don't think we're gonna need any food, but I am gonna bring some as a just in case. Same with some shovels. But we are just gonna bring all of the stuff that might keep us alive. I'm going to bring Amphitheater Ribbons here for the minus stress, and I'm going to bring some Anathenums here because that's going to up my debuff chance. That's for Invoke Enra. I'm just very quickly double checking to see if I should be bringing that for anything else. Maybe for Blood in the Water for the bleed and blight duration received. I'm going to bring another Anathenum for that. Alright, let's go. I'm probably going to lose some people here. Fully willing to admit that, so we'll see just how bad this turns, but it needs to get done. The Crazed Fanatic is the hardest Fanatic you will face. Be prepared. Oh, I am. So it looks like one room and then we'll get him. So I'm going to pop the Anathenums real quick because these are quest long. That goes to the Krakenslayer, that goes to Practitioner. And Amphitheaters. These are movement resistance. This is minus stress received. Before I go in here, holy water on everyone. Let's go.
The flames of the smoldering pyre.
Oh, we got a surprise.
Murderous zeal.
Good thing we have plus movements. You know, for some reason I was thinking that the pyre was size 3 and he was size 1, but that's wrong. So we're going to enter beast, getting our riposte. Because everything is mucked up.
And improved.
Duelist advance, getting a riposte. Oh, hell. So he has 243 health.
The horror.
I'm going to skewer him for the perpetual bleed. Oh, there goes Mirard's health. And invoking Enra, lowering his accuracy. Duelist advance, going forward again. Oh, this is where things get bad. Dark Flight, changing to Worgen, hopefully taking the pyre. I should be using that holy water. Because he can bleed and debuff. I already have, never mind. We're going to blood in the water, taking out the pyre.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
So that perpetual bleed is doing its job. I want a leader of the pack, but it's not going to be worth it yet. Go for the throat, taking the pyre out. And now Finn rather, is not where I really need him to be. Or are you kidding me with that? Once again, Duelist advance for the riposte, moving forward, not doing what I need him to do. There we go. There's that dodge I needed. Blood in the water, moving forward.
Impressive.
Open vein for the bleed.
Masterfully executed.
Oh, come on now. I'm really tempted to go just straight at the Fanatic. But blood in the water at the pyre. A little bit of damage on him. You got protection from that, huh? Dark Flight.
A decisive pummeling.
At least we got that bleed going on him. Duelist advanced, getting that riposte refreshed. Move forward, move forward. Not what I wanted. I wanted to use the kill. Bustling Gale. Do that damage. He resisted. And now I can't Blood in the Water him. Holy Water. Blood in the Water, the Fanatic. I wanted to actually get the Cursed out, but going at the Fanatic. Resisted the bleed, that's not good.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
So if I Duelist advance this, we're going all in on the damage on the Fanatic at this point. 24 health left. He's bleeding for 6, so he has 18 left. Go, riposte. I can't hit him now. I need to hit the fire. Just for the stress. And come on, crit. There we go. Got our Worgen back. And now I can hit his accuracy down.
Teetering on the brink.
Marauder, you're fine. Marauder, you're fine. He's got 6 health left. If I can Busting Talisman him, he bleeds out. Did it. You know what? Go for the throat.
The whimpering dog flees to his kennel.
Mantra of Fasting. Immune to death by Crimson Curse, plus 3 speed. If has Crimson Cursed Wasting, negates Crimson Cursed Wasting stat changes. So, I mean, this isn't a bad trinket by any means. Minus 100% food consumed if it has wasting, plus 13% death blow resist if it has wasting. So that can keep you alive. 2 cures, which I will hold on to for dear life, and Artifact of Fervor for a little bit more gold. I actually was expecting Mirard and possibly the Krakenslayer to die there. I was kind of thinking Gen would be one of the 2 last standing and to finish that off. Kinda surprised everyone lived there, especially with the whole mechanic of taking people and all that jazz. So we did get the Oath of Altruism for the Anointed. This is plus 3 healing done, plus 15% virtue chance, minus 15 crit, minus 20% damage. This is a very good trinket for the Anointed, for like keeping people and a back row healer, essentially. I cannot use this on this estate. Like, for what it does, I would need to strip the healing, and the on monster kill, actually I can use it for the clearing stress. But then I lose minus 15 crit, minus 20% damage. It's not really worth it, but it is a very good trinket in normal estates, don't get me wrong. We also did get the Fanatic's gear. Buffs last for 2 battles. On hit applies to all targets of AoE skills. So as a base, plus 40% disease resistance. That's for like the Crimson Curse among other things. And on attack hit, plus 5% damage versus Bloodsucker. So very good for getting to the Countess, very good against the Countess. Then plus 17,000 gold, 30 crests. Everyone who wasn't did hit level 6. Courtyard Scrounger on Faintree, Stress Faster, and Fear of Husks. Was he a husk of a man, Mirard? No, I'm not sure about. Is if that counted...
Bloom
Okay.
and the pistol. A fitting end to my folly.
So
Upon us all.
sometimes quests like that count as the darkest level quests, even if they're not in the darkest dungeon. Or, I mean, yes, that was a darkest level quest, but essentially they count as darkest dungeon quests where your characters will not go back into the darkest dungeon after that. It does not look like that was the case. So if I take these guys off, actually, they don't say anything for going back into the darkest dungeon, so I'm fine from that standpoint. So I can use them if I wanted to go into the darkest dungeon. That was something I was a little unsure of. Nothing I need to lock in. Nothing I want from the Nomad Wagon. I wasn't sure how long that fight was going to take. And then the two things I wanted to kind of do as a after, if I had the time, which I kind of do, was to level up my last two veterans, which are Crayon, a Flagellant, and I kind of want this Lilia here, this White Priestess, because she has Ruined One and White Priestess here, and Umbrella Pact 4. So we'll level her up. That also means Ludell, and probably trying out this nice little trinket I got for the leper. So this is going to be a lot of plus accuracy on him, so I don't need to worry about accuracy, which is going to be nice. And I think I'm going to try something with the White Priestess. So if you'll remember, I talked about the Luminous Aegis Curio a little while ago. I don't remember how many episodes it was, and I said I was going to have to do some back-end shenanigans with it. So you'll see that now, like, the on-attack self-stress minus is gone, and some of the set bonuses are gone. So if I used both of these, I would probably afflict a lot faster, which I don't think I'm going to use both of them, mind you. That way I can get through the entire dungeon somewhat easier. So what I think I'm going to do is use the Giant's Ring and this Luminous Aegis Curio. That way I can somewhat control when she afflicts, because I do not want the Ruined One going off right now. And then it's going to be a 50-50 flip of, or not even a 50-50. It's going to be like a, is it a 75-25? So 75% chance that she afflicts, 25% chance that she virtues and gets the White Priestess quirk switched to Quietus. And I can, yes, she'll get 5 stress on attack on top of some other stuff, but this way I can somewhat control how she afflicts more reasonably. And then, you know, Duchess is just there to do extra damage. This leper is just there to do extra damage. And I think we'll have a decent time in the Weald. So really quick, throwing on some extra trinkets, because realistically, until at least halfway through, if not most of the way through, this leper is going to have plus 15 accuracy, so I don't need to worry about extra accuracy there. So I think what I'm going to do, actually I need to unequip all trinkets, but just so I have my full pick here. And then Ludell is really easy. I throw the Nobusuma's Glare on her, and we're pretty much fine. Because that's plus accuracy, that's plus everything I need. I think what I'm going to do with her is throw the, I think I was an extra on attack hit bleed. This also gives her plus 5 accuracy. So she has accuracy out the wazoo with the Nobusuma's Glare, which I'll go over in just a moment. Extra damage here on the leper, which will look like, can do damage. Oh, I have other plus 25% damages. So, alright, so Crayon is going to be using Punish. This is bleed, minusing bleed resistance. Rain of Sorrows doing the same thing, it just hits the back rows. And Sanguinate, this is for when he gets really low on health, it's a higher bleed. And then Suffer, so I can get the bleeds and blights and the mark more all on one target. And that way I use less resources, and it just puts all of it onto him, and I can use like one bandage or something. We're going to have the Ancestor's Letter Opener on him. This gives him plus accuracy for Insanguinate and Punish. Also gives him an on-hit bleed. Blood Charm upping his damage versus bleeding. Armor Piercing versus bleeding, and an additional on-hit bleed. Our Leper here is going to be using Chop for really big damage. Hew for AoE damage. Intimidate to bypass and de-stealth things. And give him a mark for extra accuracy for the Shining Armlet here, which can give him a grand total of up to 20 accuracy depending upon how I use it. We're going to have Lucius just for the extra damage, because this is the highest damage potential. I could go for the Ring of Kalimdor, or like just a damage versus bleeding trinket, but then I'm not doing as much damage total. Possibly if things are resisting the bleeds or the blights, blah blah blah. Our Duchess here is mainly going to be using Crimson Downpour to do extra bleeding, because Crayon, our Flagellant's going to be doing a lot of bleeding, so there's a little bit of synergy there. And then on subsequent turns, Thirst for Power or something like that. Nobusuma's Glare, I'm going to have like plus 15 accuracy. And then Stalker's Claw here with another 5 accuracy. She's going to have plus 20 accuracy. I'm not going to be missing. And then Stalker's Claw also gives her an additional on-hit bleed. So hopefully I'm not going to be missing at all. And with that extra on-hit bleed, hopefully I'm going to be bleeding a lot more. And then Lily is here just for back row support, throwing extra damage and some blight where I can. Really, she's just here to get leveled up, but she can do some damage from the back row. I will be trying to level up White Priestess, but I'm assuming it's not going to be a thing. Her trinkets, once again, are the Lumina Aegis Curio. So, on friendly skill, which won't be a thing, except for maybe last rites, she gains 2 last rite charges, and on every attack she will be gaining 5 stress, so she will either be afflicting or virtuing very fast. Then she has the Giant's Ring, upping her movement resistance by 30% to a grand total of 100, and on attack hit she will buff herself for plus 10% damage while she is in the same position. So with that being said, let's go to the Weald, so I can do a lot of bleeding, maybe some blighting, and just a lot of raw damage to people, and see where this goes. Hopefully getting through it. A lot of food, some shovels here. Actually, I'm going to take a full stack. Anti-venom bandages, medicinal herbs just to get through it. A few keys, some torches. I know I don't necessarily need the Kraken ribbons, but I will be bringing them just because stress will be a thing. I am going to bring amphitheaters, and we'll be good. Alright, amphitheaters on everyone.
Sapping all good life from these
Krakens on everyone.
Let us burn out this evil.
Alright, let's go and see what havoc we can do.
Ancient.
I don't think anyone needs to check a bag specifically, so just who can check a bag? Torch up. Stack the food before I forget so I have the extra space. Only 3. And this is a very problematic match. The Imago can summon. The Ectoplasm can summon. I think the Shriekling can actually summon. And when it's dead, it can summon a Parasite. So realistically, the Imago and the Ecto have the summon capability. So I think I'm going to take these 2 out first. Okay, Ecto down. I think if I just thirst... Let's limit stress because the White Priestess is going to be a problem. Abyss Keeper the Imago. So that's a 1 and 4, so it has 1 health left. Dark Witching the Imago. Imago down. Shriekling left, which... we'll see what happens.
The horror. The slow death. Unforeseen.
And so, this is the last veteran run. After this, it's either all uphill or all downhill from here because, well, it's all pretty much champions unless I need to restock on veteran, or restock on champions, which means leveling everyone up, which I really don't want to do.
The offensive.
I really don't want to do. And I might not do. If I need to do that, I might call it a loss. Like, technically I can within the boundaries of this challenge, but I would feel like that was a loss at this point.
A victim to the spreading
I have enough.
formed with misintent.
I say I have enough shovels, and technically I can dig each of these, but then I have all of that left. Yeah, we can still run it. Emeralds and deeds, and then this should get me a few more gems, or yeah, deed, onyx, and crusts. Big Ecto, Trembling Coffin. We'll check that with the White Priestess. So that's Abyss Keeper. It has something in it. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to Heretic so we can hit the Crone.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Then Affliction, Crimson Downpour. That way I hit all 3 and potentially bleed all 3. The Crone has 1 health left, so Reign of Sorrows. And then I can just chop Ecto.
Her death by inches.
No, not Saito. I knew I should have taken the Ecto out first. Ay. Thirst for power, I say as I'm gonna hit the Coffin. Oh, it resisted both. Rain of Sorrow's on them. Okay, Coffin goes down. Everything at the Ectos now. So Abyss Keeper. Dark Witch on to Towering Ecto. So now it has a 4 blight, so it has 5 health left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal on them, because then Towering Ecto goes down. Quivering has 3 health left.
Does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Man, look at that stress already.
Great is the weapon.
You guys never Cyto on the first turn. What is this? Oh, I didn't mean to pass. I meant to go back to the other form. Gonna bleed out Quivering 1. It does not bleed out. But if I heal, I think I take him down. Let's just Dark Witch, kind of mitigating some stress here. Since we took it out, we got more stress recovery than we got from stress there. I suppose that's alright. And we got a shovel. Cool. Moving on along. What's in the coffin? Weald Adventure, that's what's in the coffin. I can pop one of the anti-venoms here. Get the gold, get the gem. I did not take precautions here. I don't have anyone for scouting or for traps for once in a very long while. Alright, so Fungal Battery, Shrew, Giant I think as bad as that's gonna be, although Leopard does have to go at Giant for a bit. So a little stress there, and then do I want a Dark Witch 4 to 8, or do I... No, because Heretic is gonna rip the Shrew apart, and then I do a little bit of damage to the battery.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
We Rain of Sorrows them. That bleeds them. So bleed for 1, bleed for 6. Then we Affliction Downpour them, and it bleeds all 3. Too bad the Duchess didn't go first here. So Shrew goes down. Chop on Giant.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Oh, that is not... That's not a bad shuffle. I was going to say that's not good, but realistically that's the best shuffle I could have gotten. We're going to Obligation on the Giant. Punish the Giant. Giant's bleeding for 16. Then Keeper or Dark Witch him. Oh, that is adding up so fast. I'm not sure I made the right decision here, but
Destroy.
I made that bed. I'm gonna lie in it. That is a corpse you almost never see. And wow, do I not have a tough ring already? We'll get rid of an anti-venom for that. Taking what I can. We'll pop the holy water as a just in case. Default party order. You know what? I'm gonna Firewood just so I can camp and get some scouting going. We'll take the gold. Feast for the stress. Just to mitigate a little bit on Lilia here. I do need to Spirit's Vigil. This is a little bit of stress on everyone else, but that is a prevent nighttime ambush. Ooh, what do we actually got here? Maybe encourage on Lilia to minus stress a little bit so I can get through here. Because with my... oh, I thought I had the... I was thinking this was a long for some reason. And where I could force the stress. Lash's Kiss for the plus speed. And then we'll Reflection for the crit. If I really want to, I can still force the Afflict or Virtue here with the trinket I have still. So I'm not too worried.
The light, the promise of
Alright,
safety.
we'll see what this is. Taking what we can. I'm gonna get rid of gold for busts. and move on up. Lovely. Imago first, but we will hit what we can. So Rain of Sorrows, bleeding the back rows, especially that crone. I do not want her marking me. So Affliction, Downpour. Because once again, crone, she is bleeding for 13 of 14 health, so I do need to Heretic her. I'm going to Abyss Keeper the Grabber. Not that marking does anything, but that was more for the damage and the blight. And like I said, Heretic because the crone had 1 health left. She bleeds and blights out. I'm not going to get marked for the Grabber and the Hunter.
Even the
Then if I hew, I can start doing damage to the Hunter. And I could de-stress them, but then I would get marked, which I really don't want to do here.
eradicated.
Bleeding Grabber. Obligation. Grabber bleeds out. Yeah, just add the stress, I suppose, and we can't do much else. So, pass the turn. And chop. Just the Hunter left. Ooh. Pop. Bleeding for 7. Thirst for power. We're gonna Abyss Keeper. Man, that stress is adding up. It's adding up. I thought that would get rid of her blight there, which isn't bad, but...
Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't need these torches. We'll get rid of them.
A blazing star is born.
What's in the bag? Nothing realistically that I need, but what we can do is use some of the food to take the jade. And then I have a full stack of food here. Alright, once again, not bad. Let's get rid of Ecto, Maggot, and then do what we can from there. Rain of Sorrows to bleed the Faun. Maggot bleeds out. Abyss Keeper. Chop is going to take out the Ecto. So we're going to Abyss Keeper the battery.
Well struck.
I think because battery's in 1 or 2, it's a higher precedence than the Faun. Then if we Affliction Downpour, I think we can bleed it out. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I'm used to... I need to move Crimson Downpour. At least it missed and now it goes away.
Destroyed.
Faun left. Who I'm gonna have a problem hitting. Maybe not anymore. We resisted blights. Abyss to Witch. There we go. And because of that, we get the Whore and not the Blight. Which I'm not sure which is worse at this point in time because I have a dungeon to finish. Okay, Secret Door, we'll go back down to that. Skeleton Key here. Taking what we can, we'll get rid of the gold for the crusts. And then... for now we'll be fine. Then we go down, get Secret Door gold. Which also gives us a spot. Trapezohedrons. And Jades for that What's in the crate? Empty. Okay. Thankfully, I still have shovels. Gonna be another obstacle in my way. Torching up. Hunger check. We're getting really close to seeing what happens. It's not a 50-50 flip, folks. 100% of room battle, so I do have to go north here before continuing on. Otherwise, it's going to take me longer to get back. Taking what we can, which is pretty much nothing here. Unless I wanted to trade stuff for jades again, but
may we find victory.
Going up. I'll come back for this. I cannot interact. I guess I could interact with the Banshee stuff, but I just can't get the Banshee fight. Alright, how do we want to do this? Let's save last rites for something else. Abyss Keeper. Doggo. Which Doggo? Because actually, yeah, Doggo has like 2 health left, so now it goes down to Bleed and Blight. We're just going to Crimson Downpour the Grabber. And I can't Intimidate, I'm not in 1. So heal. I should switch these 2 around. Because that was going to be my answer for this guy, but I suppose it's working out because they have a lot of ways to do damage to me once he is marked. And if I recall correctly, this actually marks the leper, so that might not have been the best idea thinking about it. Bleeding for 12, he has 9 health, so we are gonna pass. 82. Light for, stress for 3. 86. 90 with the stress for 4 for 6.
And improved.
We're gonna have that soon. One way or another. I have the anti-venom to get rid of that.
A decisive.
And I think the hunter goes away. Oh, this is a horrible idea. I'm not done with the dungeon yet. I'm not done with the dungeon yet.
As victories mount.
Well, moving on along. I actually am going to move the leper. So we can get 6 more stress on Lilia, 7 more stress on Lilia here, which will probably happen in this battle. Let's see what happens. Bleeding back rows. There's something in that coffin. And then we're gonna downpour all of them. Okay, time to go, Lilia. Let's see what happens. This is a horrible, horrible idea, and I'm acknowledging that. You're at 100. I kind of realized that was going to happen. So
Behold.
okay, so I will explain that once again, if you have this trinket set, which I actually have and did not equip for a reason, how this is supposed to work is once you're afflicted, this has an additional stat usually that will de-stress you significantly fast, because custom virtues and afflictions work weirdly. So once she's afflicted, she de-stresses within a matter of like 2-3 rounds, and then you have to re-afflict her or re-virtue her. And normally, with the other set, you would stress her out within a matter of a few actions. The reason I didn't want to do that is because I didn't want to afflict within the first battle or two and then have to bring her all the way over here with, like, hard attacking almost every other fight because of the weird restrictions on this estate. Alright, Insanguinate. That is Shriekling down. Coffin goes down on its turn. I think we're going to have a Parasite now because that dead... Yeah. But that's fine. That's fine. We're good. And because of the Ruined One quirk, I'm blighting everyone now, so that's another reason I really did not want to go and do that, but we're fine. It's 1 for 4, so realistically it's not a lot of damage. I think I have the Reliable Hat, don't I? This is Holy Water. Maybe we can get her stress down? Yeah.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Eat for the health.
We require only
Get
the
the
strength
body.
to follow it.
And not much there that I can take. So I might only have to do like 2 more battles. There might be a 3rd. But that was a gamble I was taking with her because, like, I want to evolve White Priestess here. But it's going to be really hard on this estate. So I might not even realistically go for it too often. I'm going to downpour these 3. Because that's a pretty heavy bleed if it goes off on everyone. Like so. 6, 7, 7. Wait a moment. Wasn't that supposed to damage the battery? And then heal the Parasite? Not damage the Parasite, then heal the Parasite? I'm very confused at what just happened there. So, Parasite bleeds out. Let's go for one of the batteries. Specifically the one that can mark us. That way the grabber doesn't do as much damage. And then I'm gonna heal. Because by the time this battery gets back in position, it can't do much.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
And now we essentially just have the grabber left. Which Insanguinate. Heavy, heavy bleed. 10. Thirst for power here. And he does bleed out, so I am just gonna pass. To not do too much to Lilia. And then wait for them to go away. Taking what we can.
Be wary.
I'm gonna pop these anti-venoms. I'm gonna take the
Dizzying fall.
deeds, although I do want the staff. You know what? We'll take it over the torches.
Spirits are lifted.
Neat stick.
Purpose is made clear.
And this may be the final room. Alright. Bleed 'em all, Crimson Downpour. It's a really good opener, especially for this group. Especially with that Flaggy. Looks like we got the first 3 because of the guard, which is fine by me. We gotta take out the Cleric Errants first. Missed with the stun, I love it. Going for the one that is not being healed. So that's a mark. Then we're actually going to last rites here because this might be our last fight. I can do 2 to 4, or I can do 3 to 6. With a lot more blight attached. Well, let's do the extra blight. There we go. What's the debuff here? Well, getting rid of what we can. We're gonna ensanguinate the Cleric Errant in. So 3 goes down, so let's hit the one in the Cleric Errant 1 with ensanguinate, because that's a pretty heavy bleed once again. He's bleeding for 20, he's healing for 6. And we're going to chop him. So he does heal for a little bit more than he would need to go down, so let's Thirst for Power on him. So he should go down now, I think. I'm not mathing correctly. He's going to take 14 total damage. He has 12 health, okay. Kind of wish they would have gone with that speed of theirs. I can't bypass guards, so let's just add to the damage. Just gonna heal. That takes him out. And now we have viable targets. Abyss Keeper on Judicator. Dark Witch on Judicator. And that is 4 blight, 7 bleed. Judicator goes down, leaving Friar. Let's try to take him out before I get too bladed out here. So that's all I can do with Lilia. Thirst for Power here. That's going to add a bit of a bleed, so 5-1. Need 6 more. There we go. Right, do I need to go to that last room?
Remind yourself that
I do not. Okay.
Slow
so what we're going to do,
killer.
get rid of the shovel. We're going to get rid of the bandages. Gonna continue because there's a few curios I can grab.
A fortune.
And we're gonna eat all of the food. Taking the gold, moving down. Torch up because I can.
Packs laden with loot are often
Not a horrible fight, and we surprised them. I want the Parasite down.
a singular strike.
We're going to Heretic it. So Maggot goes down, Parasite goes down. Actually, Maggot does not go down, but it will soon. Ensanguinate Ecto. Thirst for Power on Maggot, just making sure it goes down. And we're gonna chop on Nasher. That's the fight. Oh, Parasite had 1 health left. I thought it had 2 blight. My bad. Oh well. It's not horrible. The rest of them can pretty easily take out that Parasite. As long as it didn't get like a crit or something. So there's a bit of bleed. Chop. And I think you dismantled it pretty well there. Alright,
But a victory.
I think that's gonna be an anti-venom log there, so yeah. That's that because last room isn't anything. I'd say that went well.
Driving out corruption is
And
an endless battle
that should be the last veteran.
that must be fought.
Got the Clairvoyant Essence, so plus 15% death blow resistance, plus 15% scout chance, and plus 10 dodge for the occultist when I use them if I decide to use this. 16,750 gold as a treasure reward, with an additional 6,750 quest, leading to about 23,500. 8 portraits, 12 deeds, 6 busts, and 30 crests. Crayon hit level 5, Lilia hit level 5, Wasting Sickness on Lilia. Crayon got Leprosy if I remember right, Infirm on Ludil, Scroun's Adventurer on her, Bloodthirsty on Lilia as well, which I need to get rid of. So I mean, all in all, not a bad thing.
All the decadent horrors I have seen pale in comparison to that final, crowning thing.
Which means,
I could not look, nor
from
could I
here
look
on
away.
out, it is... Actually, don't want her in there. I want her getting rid of Bloodthirsty. Yeah. So from here on out, it is pretty much exclusively champion dungeons, whether that's leveling areas up or going to bosses. So, yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to be going, what I'm going to be doing next. I have to take a very good look at what everything will do and what I want from where, because, things are going to get very, very sketchy very, very quickly, and I have a feeling that a lot of heroes are going to die very, very quickly from here. The one thing I think I actually really want right now is Inquisitor's Pocket Watch, so that means going to get the Apex Crocodilian, which is the champion Crocodilian. The champion Apex Crocodilian from Courtyard Plus. So that's probably what I do next, but I'm not sure. I have to take a look at a few things, and which would mean also building a bleeding party that is alright to go into the Courtyard, and that I'm willing to get the curse on. So that'll be the goal for next time, and we'll go from there. But we're in the final stretch, which means unless things go severely, severely downhill, it's all champion from here. That's all I plan on doing, which is going to be amazing and scary for me at the same time. But we'll see what we can do, and yeah, I've been waiting for this for a while, so it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun, and we'll see what we can do. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.